Rockstar may have just accidentally revealed one of the biggest gameplay features in GTA 6, and for some weird reason, almost nobody's actually talking about it. You see, buried amongst all the hype surrounding the new screenshots, pre-order information, and the collective mental breakdown the GTA community of the missing disc inside of physical copies,
What's in the box?
Rockstar potentially confirmed the gang-related mechanic that most of us have been waiting for since San Andreas released back in 2004. And if we're to believe that the PTT legal goods store mentioned in the pre-order bonus is only one of the many legal goods stores across Leonida, we might actually be in for one hell of a ride. You see, Rockstar already confirmed multiple different gangs will control different parts of Leonida, with the bikers operating out of Ambrosia, the hillbilly mafia operating around the area of Port Calhoun, the far-right militia active somewhere there as well, and Vice City being split up across the Guardia Brothers, the San Andreas-style, the Russians, Cubans, Haitians, and most likely either Colombians or Mexicans. Now, that one little detail from the pre-orders opens up a gigantic can of worms, because if gangs can operate out of stores, then what else can they operate out of? Can gangs actually control territory in this game? Can rival factions take over different parts of Leonida? Can gang members remember who you are after you rob them like folks did in RDR2? And perhaps most importantly, are we finally getting the gang system that GTA fans have been asking Rockstar for ever since GTA San Andreas released over 20 years ago? So today we're going to break down every major gang, cartel, and criminal organization currently known to exist in Leonida, what Rockstar has officially told us about them, and most importantly, what this could mean for GTA 6's gang mechanics when the game finally launches. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? Now, the first gang that Rockstar officially introduced to us is the Final Chapter Motorcycle Club, which I bet will have a similar role to the Lost MC from GTA 5, with maybe a little bit more screen time this time around. The gang is operating primarily out of Ambrosia and appears to be one of the largest criminal organizations currently active in Leonida. According to Rockstar themselves, they're involved in everything from trafficking to extortion to protecting their own interests throughout the region, and that last part really has my curiosity.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Because if Rockstar is willing to describe specific gangs as operating within specific regions, then that suggests that certain parts of Leonida might actually belong to certain factions, just like it was the case back in San Andreas, only this time around potentially on a much larger scale. Now if we move over to Port Calhoun, we can see a rundown coastal resort town filled with cheap motels, abandoned businesses, and all kinds of criminal activity. And more importantly, this is where we find some of the other crime organizations operating throughout Leonida. My guess is that we'll be able to see the far-right militia in action somewhere around Port Calhoun, which makes sense considering that these two look like they could easily be part of it. But on the other hand, I kinda think that the far-right militia might be a gang or a wannabe gang that operates in the more rural areas, or is active only in the city of Sundown due to the relevance to sundown towns, which Rockstar could use to parody like some old people that might be posing as a gang. I don't know.
Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Now moving on to Vice City itself, we got the Guardia Brothers and the San Andreas-style, which were confirmed in the leaked files back in 2022. We got Russians, Haitians, Cubans, Colombians, and even potentially Mexicans under the control of Martin Madrazo. Now the question that I have is if these gang operations are all running from the same city. Will GTA 6 actually separate them into different territories? Will these gangs actually cooperate? Will they fight amongst each other? And how will they fit inside of GTA 6's story? You see, RDR 2 had one of the most underrated systems in video games till date, and it was the system that made the world remember who you are depending on if you wore a face mask or not. People remembered your crimes, the towns kinda reacted to your actions, and the witnesses spread information directly to the law enforcement. And this all impacted the gameplay in certain ways that made each playthrough just different. Now, if you combine this system and apply it to GTA 6 and its wide variety of gangs rumored to be present in the game, we could have one of the craziest game mechanics in the history of video games. Hell, imagine robbing that PTT store from the Ultimate Edition without a mask, only to be ambushed later at one point in the game in a random encounter by the same gang you've robbed previously. This is already kind of alluded to in the leaks, as we can see some random encounters where we see both gang ambushes as well as cop traps most likely being set for our protagonist. This is exactly the thing that will push GTA 6 to the next level and is something that I think Rockstar actually integrated into the game this time around. The main reason why I think this is the case is that the wording on the PTT slide on the pre-order page legit tells us that this won't be the only illegal goods store we'll be able to rob, meaning that multiple other shady stores will be available to us to rob as we please, unless of course this is legit the only gang hideout worth robbing and it got locked behind a $100 Ultimate Edition. But Rockstar wouldn't do that to us, right? Wrong. Now if we take all of the information available to us from both the official sources as well as confirmed leaks, we can get a better look at what the gang system could actually look like in game. And I want to be very clear here, this is not confirmed in any way and is purely based on patterns Rockstar has used before for GTA 5, RDR 2, as well as all the titles like Chinatown Wars, Vice City Stories, and GTA San Andreas. The first and most obvious system we could see is territory control. Now, we have a version of this before in GTA San Andreas, where you as the player were able to take control of different territories across Los Santos. The initial idea for this was to have it be actually spread out across the entirety of San Andreas, with certain gangs operating inside of San Fierro as well as Las Venturas. Now imagine this system in full effect in a state like Leonida, where instead of taking control of one block in Vice City, you take over Ambrosia, Port Calhoun, and Vice City all in one. This would allow players to use the confirmed in-game chapters to take over each territory one by one until finally reaching the top of the food chain. And coupled with the fact that supposedly we will be getting a revamped NPC system that will give us NPCs that remember, react, record, and even retaliate in ways not seen before, we might legit be looking at a dynamic system that makes the player feel the consequences of the actions they took. Now, the third system that is something I personally would love to see in this game, and it would change GTA gameplay forever, is dynamic gang warfare. This kind of a system could have territories shifting over time, gangs attacking each other independently of the player, police getting involved in gang conflicts, and entire districts becoming unstable depending on story progression. The closest thing to this would be the system where each gang turns on you in GTA 3 and shoots on sight when you move through their designated territory, but done on an NPC level, totally independent of the player's action. Meaning you could walk into Vice City at one point and see it completely controlled by one faction, and then come back later in another chapter only to see it controlled by someone else. Hell, if this isn't in the base game, this could be a cool concept to integrate directly into GTA Online, as I know for a fact that gang wars inside of GTA San Andreas were one of the favorite things for so many folks out there. Either way, RDR 2 and GTA San Andreas most definitely had a lot of impact on this game's systems, and we can see that it's evolving into something that we've never seen before in any Grand Theft Auto game. Anyways, what do you guys think? Will Rockstar do the gang hideouts and gang mechanics properly this time around, or are we getting a GTA 5 2.0 with the gangs having little to no meaning outside of the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and a big thank you to all the 2,190 people that ended up subscribing. You folks are the best. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe so that good luck follows you on your future adventures. Stay silly, keep patching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.